Hello, everyone. Yes, you are welcome to this live session. So, guys, I've got an update to share with you all. We know that Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo has not been around for a while, and he's back. And I tell you, as we all know, he's somebody who is fearless and he likes, saying his mind. He says it the way it is without any fear or favor. He likes to come out raw, and just go straight to the point to say the real thing. I mean, the facts. So somebody was on Arise Television together with him on an interview, and they were being asked about the final judgment that was given by the tribunal. And the man was saying that, yes, for the fact that the court has ruled that Tinubu won, it means that Tinubu won, that there is no going back, on that ruling. We all know that Peter Obi is still heading to the Supreme Court. But I want you guys to listen to what Kenneth Okonkwo got to say, because he's somebody that doesn't hide his feelings. We all know that this election didn't go the way it was supposed to go, because we have our constitution, we have our electoral act. These two things are there to guide us on how to conduct our elections. But this election came short of what the constitution says and what the electoral act says. So let me allow you just listen to what Kenneth Okonkwo got to say, and we'll come back to say one or two things.
It's very clear. As I talk to you today, Inec has not provided polling unit by polling unit results in very clear terms as demanded by law to convince Nigerian people on who won the election. That is what the law demands from Inec. And I'm talking about section 62, subsection 2 and 3 of the Electoral Act. Whether it is a pre-election or post-election issue, the law says Inec should update, compile election results on polling unit by polling unit basis throughout Nigeria, and whoever wishes to receive a copy of it should be given one. As I talk to you today, INEC has not done it. What are they hiding? And some people are out there being mouthpiece to a failed organization that could not even live up to the dictates of the law. They just brought up figures and announced to the whole world, shamefully, after months of such declaration, 18,088 uploaded results are still blurred, blank, and nothing given by INEC. There is no court judgment that can overrule that, because we were given such things from the INEC IREF portal. So what we are saying is not about who won or lost. We are saying that election should be free, fair, and credible. Credible means believable. Justice should not only be done, it should be seen as done. Please, if you have seen the results, polling unit by polling unit, either based on original unmutilated from EC8A or electronically stored and uploaded results of INEC, polling unit by polling unit, in 176,000 units, polling units in Nigeria, please show me. And I will be willing to toe your line. You can't come to bamboozle Nigerians. A man who failed election in his own state, failed election in the FCT, couldn't get 25%, failed election in the national chairman state, failed election in his DG campaign state, all those states that are visible, unmanipulable. He failed. And then you're coming to tell me to believe that he won. On what grounds? There is an organization that the Constitution mandated to undertake, organize elections, and the law compelled them to update these results and show the world. They failed. Until today, even after the election, they failed. So whoever is telling you that anybody won that election is a conjecture. And this is no matter what the court says. Because statutory laws in our hierarchy of laws in Nigeria is superior to decided cases. And time has come when we should be holding the judiciary accountable to statutory laws. They do not have the right to make laws. The only right they have is to interpret it. I have given you a section of the law that compelled Inec, even at the risk of sending them to jail. And I'm telling you today, they have not given us the results. If you have seen the results, let me know. And as long as those results are hidden in shadows, not in substance, whatever is the result, whatever is the declaration by the court, you cannot convince anybody anywhere in the world, because it is not the judiciary that puts people in power in a democracy. It is the people. The people have voted. Show them the results of their vote so that they will, with certainty, tell you, yes, we believe. Well, for now, I don't believe.
From what he said in this video, I believe the INEC owes Nigerians that responsibility to give us the correct result of each polling unit, so Nigerians will know truly who won the presidential election, and that play out after INEC announced the result of the 2023 presidential election. And we also did not see that play out after the court upheld the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Yes, so guys, we all heard Kenneth Okonkwo speaking out his mind. That's just him. It's his nature. He doesn't know how to hide his feeling. He has said, even though the court has pronounced, we all know that the person who is said to have won this election didn't win this election. It might shock you to know that even up to today, according to the DG of campaign for the Labour Party, he was on Arise Television, I think that was last week. He said, INEC has still not finished uploading results for the presidential election for 2023. So one keeps imagining, how then did INEC come to like declare figures that they were not sure of? And you heard what Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo just said now, that according to the law, the constitution demands that INEC must compile all these results, as in put them together in a way that anybody that wants to have a copy, INEC will be able to provide the person with the copy. But INEC has still not done that. And they have declared a winner. And that winner has been upheld by the tribunal without looking into all this. If INEC actually worked according to the constitution, and they also did not rebuke INEC at any time, concerning what INEC did. The INEC chairman came out to tell Nigerians repeatedly that there was no going back on the pivots, even when there were speculations out there that INEC is just trying to deceive people. INEC might end up not transmitting results electronically. The INEC chairman still came out to debunk that news, that no matter what you are hearing out there, it is never true, that we have made up our minds that we are going with the beavers and the IREP. We are going to transmit electronically and everybody is going to see real time. That was the promise handed over to the Nigerian people. I mean, hours before the election, the INEC chairman made this promise, only for them, in the course of the election going on, he came up with this decision that they were not going to transmit electronically. And the court has not really seen anything wrong with that. They've like, INEC did a good job. INEC was not rebuked. INEC was not warned, so that such a thing doesn't come up again. So you've heard what Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo got to say. He's saying that even though that the tribunal has ruled, the person that is declared to have won did not win, because there are so many grounds that Nigerians are still insisting that the sitting president did not win this election. And we must ensure that as we are heading to the Supreme Court, we must keep encouraging them. Let me not say pressurize them. Let's encourage them to come out and look into these issues, because this is going to form like a foundation in deciding election matters in the future. I mean, what is being ruled today? Some people think Peter Obi went to court. Peter Obi really went to save us of so many arguments that do come out after elections. So if our judges, if our tribunal, if the Supreme Court should take its time to go through this case and really come out, transparently, I think it's really going to save us a lot of argument going forward in the future. So I want to share this video with you guys. We discussed yesterday about Femi Gbajabiamila. You know, the US has come out to say that they are terminating his law license, meaning that he might end up not being able to practice law. I think in the US, I don't think if he has issues doing that in Nigeria. But we all know he was the speaker and the last speaker of the National Assembly. And now he is the chief of staff for the president. So it means that even if he practices law or not, that will not even mean much to him, because what kind of money is he going to make from practicing law that he has not made in politics? So somebody was arguing this, they saying that he doesn't even need it. Even if US terminates it, it does not make any meaning to him, because he feels he has made enough wealth, enough money from politics. So practicing law or not practicing law will not take away anything from him. But I tell you, one of the things that myself I'm really afraid for is the way the newspaper carried it, that the reasons why his law's license is being terminated is on the basis of theft, meaning that he stole something from somebody, I don't know. That is according to the newspaper. And also, he's not he is not following the rule, the law of the United States. So let's look at this video. And that also tells us the kind of people we
has
have in the
terminated
place of
the
power
law
today.
license of Tinubu's chief of staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, after, according to reports, he stole money from a client. See the way People's Gazette reported it. It says, UX legal panel terminates Femi Gbajabiamila's law license after stealing money from clients, violating bar rules. Former Nigerian House Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila has been terminated as a licensed lawyer of the State Bar of Georgia in the United States after his corruption and ethical lapses outstripped acceptable thresholds for members, People's Gazette can report. The Nigerian politician, who currently serves as the chief of staff to the president, Bola Tinubu, himself a man of uncountable scandals, was ostracized from the prestigious body effective July 1, 2020, according to records recently obtained by the Gazette. He was found to have stolen money from a client and also failed to pay his membership fee. So this is a shocking revelation from People's Gazette concerning Tinubu's chief of staff, and many persons on X are reacting to this, and their reactions is concerning what we are facing in Nigeria. How will the chief of staff to the president have this kind of record in the US? How will they begin to take Nigerians and Nigeria seriously? Reacting to this person here said, you cannot be supporting a known criminal drug baron with your right senses in check and without any criminal mindset or tendencies. These are the crop of people running the affairs of Nigeria at the moment, and it's disheartening to hear that he was the immediate past leader of Nigeria's lower house of the parliament. And this is one thing that Peter Obi keeps telling Nigerians, that his cabinet will be filled with people who have integrity, people who have good track record, not people who have committed crimes and done different kind of things and then come back to begin to rule the people. And what we are seeing now in our nation, and which is what we are trying to eradicate, is the fact that most of our leaders have track record of corruption. Most of our leaders have track record of criminality. Another person here said, everything in APC is made with crime. Everyone in APC has criminal records and charges. What sort of party is this? This person here said, you don't say, Tinubu dey discover talent though, a whole thief of staff. Another person here reacted to this and said, how to be a political office holder in Nigeria. 1. Travel abroad. 2. Be involved in criminal activities. 3. Come back to Nigeria. 4. Join APC. And you will begin to live large, happily ever after. Another person here said, is there anyone with a clean record in APC? This person here said, so you have to be a thief, crook, or drug dealer to serve in this administration. What a huge shame. And this is not what we want as Nigerians. And like Peter Obi said, for us to regain our face in the eyes of international community, we have to start with our leaders. We have to start with our leadership. In a case where 90% of the people in leadership in the nation have different track records of crime, have something they have done before outside Nigeria or in Nigeria, there's no way the outside world will begin to see us correctly. There's no way the outside world will take Nigeria seriously. They will begin to take this nation as a country that is filled with criminals. They will begin to take this nation as a country where their leaders are either criminals or people that have track record of criminality. Another person here reacted and said one of the prerequisites of joining APC is having a criminal record. If you no get am, you no go succeed for the party. This person here said, bring the case come Nigeria judiciary Joe, that the money commits the crime, not the innocent man. What this person here is trying to say is, this is what we saw in the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, where they said the money the president forfeited was what committed the crime, not the president. How possible is that kind of case? How possible is it that the money in somebody's account will be the one that committed the crime, not the person that has the account? How possible? Is it that the money just fly into the account? Is it that the person just found the money in the account without the person doing business that brought that money? That's why Nigerians keep calling on the Supreme Court to do the right thing, because from what we saw in the judgment of the PEPT, they didn't really give Nigerians justice. And that's what Nigerians have been saying. What we saw was not justice. What we saw was judgment that didn't give the people justice. Another person here said, they say we the young are criminals and we spoil the name of Nigeria abroad. But here is Baja. People's Gazette is reporting that US legal panel terminates Tinubu's chief of staff Femi's law license for stealing money from a client in the US. Another person here said Tinubu's chief of staff and APC's definition of technocrat, international thief. Another person here said once you can steal and kill, you are the best qualified person for Tinubu and APC government. Criminals employing fellow criminals who are bent on disgracing their families. Femi Gbajabiamila don't bring shame home like his godfather. Another person here reacted and said, Yahoo boy unable to account for 6 million in bank account, backs 1 year jail term. It's like Nigerian law is only for the poor and low. Why are our law enforcement agencies not going after politicians and civil servants with billions in their bank accounts and unable to give account? And that's what we are seeing now. Most times we have leaders who have track record of criminality, leaders who have done evil in the past, yet they are still our leaders, yet they are still moving freely. We are not trying to say crime is good. No, crime is bad and it should be punished. But what we are calling for as well-meaning Nigerians, keep calling for is equality, that everyone who does anything wrong will face the law, whether you are a politician, whether you are rich, or whether you are poor. Not that only the poor people in Nigeria will keep facing the law, while the rich and then the politicians too keep committing these same crimes and even more, and keep going out freely and keep leading the people that they are punishing for the little crimes they committed. Another person here said, I have been saying it for a long time now. Nigerian laws are for the poor. Another person here reacted and said, from president down, which one can account for anything, yet is the same judicial system protecting them. Too bad he didn't steal enough to bribe the judges. This is pathetic. Another person here said, this is wrong. Leave the boy alone because exam malpractice, certificate forgery, thuggery, lie under oath, the trash constitution violation, drug stealing, questionable wealth, bribery, justice perversion, and all forms of criminality has now been legalized. And this is what Nigerians have been fighting against. We don't want to come to a point where we'll begin to speak as though evil has become the right thing just because our politicians are the ones who are always perpetrating these evils and then they keep going scot-free. This person here said he's our future president. After 10 years, Haruna Samani will clear him of any wrongdoings and he will become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Those punishing him now will be thrown into the jail. They should all be guided because it is coming back to them. This is very pathetic. We don't want our nation, Nigeria, to become a country where we don't have rule of law, to become a country where anything can go, to become a country where anybody can commit any crime and go scot-free. We don't want it that way. But because our politicians, like these people here that have committed, keep saying have money, because they're able to buy their way through, they don't get to face the wrath of the law the way they are meant to face it. Imagine the case of Femi Gbajabiamila. He has this kind of grievous case in the US and now he's leading us in Nigeria. He is the chief of staff to the president. This is not how it's meant to be. When people commit crime, when people commit fraud, they staff to the president. This is not how it's meant to be. When people commit crime, when people commit fraud, they're meant to face the law. They're not meant to be the same people that should be leading our nation, Nigeria. They're not meant to be the same people that will be at the helm of affairs of our nation. There is no way, like Peter Obi said, that other countries and the international communities would take us seriously when these people remain in power. And that's not what we want for our nation. That's why we keep calling on the Supreme Court to do the right thing in this case that has been tabled before them, so that justice will be served, so that our nation, Nigeria, will be great again, so that we can regain our face in the eyes of international communities, so
Yes, so guys, you've heard it. That is the update I have for you guys. We discussed this topic last night. In case you weren't there, I decided to bring this update because Nigerians are reacting. You know, having this kind of person very close to our president, I don't know. I don't know how the international community sees us today because Nigeria has so many issues when it comes to corruption. And now that we have a president with so many question marks around him. You know, people want to dig deep into the lives of his associates, people around him, people in his cabinet, for this kind of news to come up, you know, that he stole a client. I had wished they just said they've terminated his law license. I think that would have been bearable for me. For them to give reason, and that reason, you know, is a bit worrisome that he stole a client's money. I don't think I try to manage that word stealing, honestly, because it does not really give us a very good picture. So that brings me to this Mubat's death. We know there's this guy called Larry. He posted recently. He's like threatening people, nobody should come to his estate, nobody should come to his estate, that he does not supervise talks that go into the kind of things that killed Mubat. Rather, he leads political talks. So when he made that statement, I was like, he said he's in charge of political talks. So you try to like see the kind of country we are building now. Do you know what is emboldening all these people? Is because of the leadership we have today. It's because of they know that the president is their man. They know that you know the people around him. They know them. They are related to them and all that. This is what is emboldening some of these people coming out to say this kind of thing in the midst of you know this boy's death that so many Nigerians are mourning. He's even threatening people, talking about the IG of police and all that, meaning that he does not have any fear, no remorse. Even if he didn't do anything, why not just use nice words and come out and make your case? Go to the police and explain yourself. He's not in the country and he's like saying that he's not even in Kenya. People are thinking he's in Kenya and all that. So what brought me to this point is because we are talking about a president that Nigerians are like saying that he is this, he is that, and he's that, he is this. And then his chief of staff is also having this controversial headline trending on the internet. When you go to Twitter, this is one of the trending topics there. So I just hope that Nigeria will find it fit again. No doubt the Supreme Court owes Nigerians a very huge responsibility in ensuring that we get justice as Peter Obi heads to the Supreme Court. So guys, this will be the end of this update. Please do well to like this video so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell. Don't forget, we are always here in the night at 9 p.m. Nigerian time, and that is 10 p.m. European time. Please do well to join us, and God bless you. Have a good day, and bye.